Sam again, and I'm going to walk you through the Build.gradle for the 2019 FRC build system. So, in 2019, FRC was starting to use Gradle, which is a way to build your software and deploy it in different places. We used to use Ant files, 3 clips. However, switching it to Gradle allows for compiling specifically for like Raspberry Pis or for your computer instead of the robot a lot easier. So up here you got your plugins, all the stuff. Pretty much you're not going to need to use this. It's just stuff that adds in like CPP, so that's C++. Your ID, this is the Google Test Suite that allows you to do unit testing, something much more complicated than I'm going to go into today. And then you have your Gradle version. So this is deploy. This is going to be what can be deployed. Here you got your targets, RoboRio, sets a team to your team, artifacts, so your actual program, and here's the artifact that deploys all of your files in the deploy directory here to the /home/lvuser/deploy directory on your RoboRio. Here is your include source in include directory. That's normally going to be disabled, so set to false, but if you imported your project from Eclipse, it'll be set to true. This is your include desktop support. I've yet to figure out what that means. I think it's for running, either using it to test on your desktop instead of using the robot to test or something similar. And then this is where you set up the actual programming, not the programming, the actual build. So here it says this is your target platform. And this is if it's for including your desktop support. So if this is true, this will set it to build for the desktop as well. And here you have sources.cpp. Here's your source directory. And then your exported headers are your HTTP, so your .h's or .hpps, and they either go into source main include, but if this is set to true here, your directory will be in source main CPP. This defines your dependencies, in which case we have the WPA lib and vendor libraries, so this makes it go into the vendor files. So if I right click here, install vendor libraries, it'll look in here to find them. This is all your test suite compilation, allows you to compile stuff for the test suite. That's about it. However, there's an alternative thing that you can do. I'm going to open up one of my team's projects to show you real quick. So if you go into this here, it uses an old Gradle repository, or Gradle Build.gradle setup. However, what we have here is we have extra source directories to make sure we include our team's library. So all of the code that our team set up to be used separate to each year's code, we can import into our source, into another folder in source. And then in our sources.cpp, this area, just include your CPP folder, so source blitzlib CPP, And then in your exported headers, do source, insert your library name, of course. So if whatever your team decides to name your library in here, and then include, or if you're including sources in the root, source library name CPP. And that's about it. So